Let's talk to Sarah Jarvis, a GP, and Glenn Harrold is a hypnotherapist. Very good morning to you both. Hello. Well, let's talk to you, Glenn. I mean, could you help people out who have nightmares? Is hypnotherapy something they should...
Certainly. It's one of those things that if the nightmares are repetitive and the theme is very much the same, then there's normally a root cause at the bottom of it. So hypnotherapy is very good at uncovering the root cause and getting rid of the trauma that's associated with it.
It is this issue of trauma, isn't it?
Yes, exactly. I mean, that's what you believe as well, isn't it, Sarah?
Absolutely. Well, you see with people who've got, for instance, post-traumatic stress disorder, they'll often get recurring nightmares. But interestingly, they won't necessarily get a nightmare about what happened. They'll get a recurring nightmare about something else. And basically, it's something else that happened to them when their adrenaline levels were very high. Because actually, that's what nightmares are all about.
So that's the being chased thing, is it?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, we think that certainly in childhood, because kids very commonly get them between about 2 and 5 years old, and they gradually tend to drop off up to about the age of 9, and then by then most people have got rid of them. I know you haven't, but most people have got rid of them.
But, so then, Glenn, I mean, moving that on, are they a good thing psychologically? You're working things through while you sleep?
I mean, it can be that you're processing information and clearing away stuff, so in that case it can be good. But if they don't go of their own accord, that's where hypnotherapy is very good. And, you know, I've treated people that have had nightmares every single night. And one lady comes to mind where I'd found that the root cause was something that happened to her years and years ago. And in a hypnotherapy session, I was able to get rid of that, and the nightmares disappeared.
Well, that's the thing, you see, isn't it? They're very draining, having
absolutely.
recurring nightmares. It affects the rest of your day. Judy says that when you said, repeat to yourself, have only good dreams before you go to bed, and that can really make a difference to whether you have good or bad dreams. She says it really does work. Judy's been doing this for years, and she repeats no bad dreams as well.
That's the thing. You mustn't emphasise the negative. Always emphasise the positive. So if you say to yourself, you know, wait until you get into that very relaxed state just before you fall asleep, and then emphasise over and over again that you only have good dreams when you sleep at night. And say that phrase to yourself like a mantra over and over again, and you're conditioning yourself to have a good dream that night.
There are techniques, Sarah, aren't there? We've talked about them before on breakfast, about getting a good night's sleep, Sarah, about no distractions, and making sure the room's dark. And
sleep hygiene, making sure that, you know, you're not distracted by that clicking clock, which ticks over every few minutes, making sure the temperature's right, making sure you associate your bedroom with sleep. That's hugely important, because of course we do increasingly think of the bedroom as a refuge, and there's a bit of a tendency to, you know, get the croissant crumbs and the newspapers
and the work,
TVs and hi-fis.
Yeah,
that's an
TVs,
absolute
hi-fis, computers.
And they say thick curtains so you block out all light and sleep in absolute darkness, and even turn your LED lights on your alarm clocks away from you.
Some of us do all that, and those nightmares still keep coming in. Even if you
which case it's the stress. You need to look at the stress and the relaxation. We're not very nice to ourselves these days. We live a very high energy, high frequency life, and it's very difficult to switch off and wind down.
Well, Glenn, what happens if you don't dream? I mean, some people I know, including me sitting here, I can't, well, I probably do dream, I never remember them.
Well, sometimes that's the case, you do dream. They say that we all have multiple dreams at night, but we don't always remember them. And sometimes it's only the very emotional dreams with strong emotional content that you do remember. So maybe you are having the dreams, but you're just not recalling them.
Is it also a good idea?
Thing, not prepared to admit it, you see.
Maybe.
Comatose, that's it.
Elaine says do a crossword puzzle or Sudoku before falling asleep to interrupt your thoughts and anxieties. So do something that's completely unrelated to anything else going on the rest of your day.
The only problem with that is that if it stimulates you, because I have to say I'm a bit of a killer Sudoku addict.
Right.
For me, a medical textbook works wonders. I
can imagine that works.
You don't want to be too stimulated.
Yeah, that's very true. Or a relaxation technique or something like that. Something to wind you down rather than to stimulate you. You know, so.
We've been talking about caffeine earlier in the programme. Presumably avoid coffee, strong tea, certainly a few hours before you go to bed.
Late at night, exactly as Rosemary said, 450 milligrams a day, 4 or 5 cups a day is fine, but not if you want to go to sleep, because that's one of the side effects. It's one of the reasons that many of us can use it perfectly safely and have an advantage. It can keep you awake.
Okay, Sarah, Glenn, thank you both very much indeed. I like this one. We got this email we got about how to get rid of the dreams about losing your teeth. Valerie is very prescriptive on this. Try going to your dentist and have your teeth checked. I used to have similar dreams for years until I took proper care of my teeth. It actually worked.
Good point. And another tip is don't eat ice cream before bed, as I did yesterday. I think that's the cause of it, actually. Too much ice cream. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Okay. Insight into the bedroom song. Thank you for that.
The time is 9:15.
I'm from